What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of our TOCA Race Driver 3 gameplay, and we will be racing. What is it going to be? Formula Ford. Yeah, I did just make that up at that exact moment in time. So qualifying as usual, we will be in the Ericadi racing this yellow and blue Formula Ford. So let's go straight into qualifying here at Oschersleben. Let's get in the cockpit for the open wheel, and let's see what we can do. Hopefully we don't lose it and fail to qualify as we did in the Japanese Works Cup in the last episode. The rear end of this car is really happy here. It just goes wherever it wants. The front end just bites so easily, so it does feel really nice. But you do just have to be a little bit careful. Pull it over to the left now as we go into this right hairpin. You don't really need to touch the curbs here. I don't think these cars ride the curbs very well. Flat out through the first right-hander. We do take some curb lift off for the left-hander. And I think we just lift off for this bit here. Barely lifting off. We go right into the pit lane to get the best line, the shallowest line through the final corner. And that is a lap at Oschersleben, track B. Let's see where that puts us for the race. And we put it on pole by just under 0.2 of a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go slowly off the start, just so that there's a bit of a race.
Lightweight and extremely delicate, the Formula Ford are a great preliminary championship for drivers who want to specialise in open wheel racing. Knocking for 6, go gear!
Okay, so we've dropped down into third from the start. So what I did is I didn't put any revs on until the lights went green. So we have dropped down a few places, but we get second place on the exit of the long right-hander. Carty's pulled away a bit through that left-hander. But we're right alongside now. We'll probably try to do it. Ooh, I didn't really have the guts to do it there. I thought better of it, and I thought we can get him later on in this race. It's not a one-lap race, but at the same time, you don't want to let him pull away, which he seems to be doing now. We brake nice and late. We hold the speed. We get a better exit off the exit, and we're right alongside him. But he just seems to have a little bit of a better top. He seems to have a bit better acceleration than us. We may try to hold this around the outside, but he absolutely does us as he loses the back end going through, and as a result we're able to take him through the later part of the corner. We just carry too much speed and they're trying to stop us from holding it around the outside, and that really came back to haunt him, as I think he's going to lose a place to third as well. Carry a lot of speed through the right hand, and I think it's just going to be plain sailing now. And we just seem to be really leading. So what I'm going to do is, for this next lap, I'm just going to let you enjoy the sound of the car for a hot lap here at Oschersleben.
Just one more lap, son. You can do it.
That was really nice. Flat out through both. Flat out again. Just lifted off through there, but it did cost us a little bit of time, I think, with the sliding. But we're going to win. Okay. And we win our first race in the Formula Ford series. This is on hard difficulty, I do promise you that. You saw me in the first episode switch over to hard. I'm just very quick. So here we go at Sandown for qualifying. Let me show you this beautiful track. It is actually a very nice track. I do like it a lot, especially for the clears and the Formula 4s as well. We can brake very late for this first corner. We just ride the curb a bit. Right, this is where you do have to be careful, as if you take the curb too hard, it can really ruin you. So we stay well away from the curb there. Flip the curb on as we go onto the back straight now. It is quite a fast track, I do think, Sandown, but we're now getting into probably the technical part section. So let's see how it goes. So this first bit is flat out. Some cars you have to lift, but in the Formula 4 you can take it flat. Brake nice and late. As we ride the curb on the exit off that left-hander, it is very easy to lose it under the braking there and end up having to lift and going wide. As we go through the Z, as I like to call it. You should have straight lined it more towards start finish straight, and it's a 109.5. Let's see where that puts us for the race. Hopefully not in first again. Oh god, not again. Okay, so for the race we're going to do something different. We're going to reverse off the start and then accelerate straight away. Well, I really failed. But we're in second place off the start, so a decent start, I guess. But we're going to have to hunt down Carter. We have 2 laps to do it, so let's give it our all. Try to take that as fast as we can. I think the AI are quite slow here. We power it through. We're right on Carter's tail. We're going to shift over to the right hand side of the track as we slowly pull, but no, Carter's engine power comes in. Are we going to hold it? No. Here's a little trick. Whoa. Okay, so what I was trying to do, I was trying to show a little trick where what you can do. What you can do is you can hook your front wheel into their rear wheel, and what it does is it gives you a little boost down the straight, but I messed it up and knocked myself into the grass. But this will make the championship a lot more interesting. We get a really good exit through that last corner, and we can still see Carter. We can still win this race. It's not over yet. Right, I think we'll still win this, to be honest. We catch the back end as we go through there. Ride the curves through the chicane. And we're back into second now for the last lap of the race. Carter's in sight, we can definitely get him. As third place seems to be catching us up down the straight, but we're catching up to Carter, which is what's important. We can deal with third, but it's first place that we want. Whoa! And we touch the curb and it just pulls us in, and we end up losing the back end. Not good for the championship either. We really need to dive bomb here. We get a good exit. Is it enough to take fifth? I don't think so. And we're gonna have to settle for sixth. Oh, that's a shame. I had to mess it up there just by taking that cut.
What's happening out there? What are you playing at? You could call that racing, son. My granny can drive quicker than that.
Well, why don't you hire your granny then? That was a real shame, and we have dropped a lot of points in the championship. We need to gain 8 points over Carter, which means that we have to win, and he has to come in 5th. I'm not sure if we can do it. But let's do one lap at Oran Park. I'm going to take it fairly slow so we don't qualify on the front row again. I mean, we can definitely get second in the championship, but first place is going to be tough. So flat out through this first corner as we then brake into the second corner. Carry the speed, let the car go out onto the curb, bring it over to the left for the upcoming right-hander. Hold a lot of speed through there. Just to lift off through here. Oh, well, I tried to take it flat. The next corner is definitely flat, but you have to turn before you see the corner because it is a blind one. Flat out through all of this. We're just going to lift off for this corner, and it works very nicely. This is also flat out. It's a very fast track, probably too fast for the Ford, so we're just going to lift off now. We don't want to get on the front row. Let's see where we come now after lifting off there. 101.66. Let's retire from qualifying, see where it puts us. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? How? I lifted off so much through that last corner, but Carter is in 7th, which means we can win the championship here. We get a really good start. We're going to move over to the inside just to cover. This is all about winning now and making sure Carter does not do well. I think there's someone down our inside, so we're going to leave the door open. But he just can't seem to keep up with us if we semi-drift round the second corner. We go wide, not good. Just want to see where Carter is. He's quite high up the order actually at the minute. I think he's in 4th or something. But there's not really too much. Whoa. Losing the back end there. Carter's in 4th now. There's not really too much we can do about Carter. If it was to stop him from coming in 2nd, we could have held him up if he did manage to make it into 2nd place. But as it's 5th, it's going to be much harder to defend. As Carter makes his way up into 3rd now. All we can do now is just hope that Carter makes a mistake or something. All because that Sundowner had to touch that curb. Oh, I don't believe it. It's going to be the first championship that we don't win, but we will progress. As Carter is in 2nd. I mean, we were the fastest driver this season, but Carter was more consistent. Well, we were more consistent, but we just made that one mistake. And there we go. Oh. Carter took 3rd, and as a result we finished 3 points behind him. One more race and we would have won the championship, but there we go, that's racing. And we take 2nd. Oh. So we are now into tier 6, that ends episode 5. For episode 6, I am actually happy to do any one of these series. Whatever you guys want to do, I will happily do it. So do let me know in the comments what you would like to see. So until episode 6, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. So until next episode, stay milky.